I want to talk about something that's been coming up in the weekly calls series that we do. A lot of self-judgment and a lot of kind of 24 hours of this thought line or this storyline about how worthless you are, how useless you are, or 1,000 things that are wrong with you going 24/7, constantly going. And I think the story is that one day you're going to wake up and those stories will stop and finally it'll be quiet. And that there's some truth to that, but the truth is actually that not so much the story stops, but there is no identity. There's no one there that they can attach to. So they can blah, 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 and often they still do. But it doesn't land anywhere because there's no separate me that could be this worthless fool that's making this terrible mistake. It can float right on through because there's no identity there. So the reality is you don't have to wake up to be free from these voices. You can do some inquiry and have a look for yourself to unhook the identity from these voices and be free of them. They can ramble on, but where will they land? And the primary point of awareness, of inquiry, the primary point of inquiry is to look very deeply as to who the voices are pointing to. What are they referring to? Who's there? So most of you who are listening to this certainly know the work of Adyashanti or Tony Parsons or Muji or Eckhart Tolle, and you have heard it said to you a number of times, you are the awareness. That is what you are. The truth of your being is awareness itself, consciousness itself. Right now, listening to this moment, you're aware of me. You're aware of my voice. You're aware of this image. You're also aware of the room that you're in. You're aware of the furniture supporting you. If I asked you to be aware of your voice and you spoke, you could be aware of it. And if I ask you to be aware of these voices talking about this judgment, you can be aware of it. You are the awareness. And does awareness itself fail on a regular basis? Is it worthless because it didn't do something right? It didn't make the right choice? It didn't have the right moment? Is awareness itself a total failure? Look very deeply, because it can't be. It isn't. The only thing that can be a worthless failure is an identity, a representative of yourself. You're calling me. That is supposed to look a certain way, feel a certain way, be a certain way, and when it is not, it is a worthless, useless failure. If it has not achieved what the representative expects to be achieved, it is worthless. It is only talking to and about a false representative of yourself, because you are the awareness of that voice. This is the process of inquiry. This is the invitation to look very deeply at those voices and look to see, who are they pointing to? Is there any truth to it? Instead, you're captivated by the stories, and they juice up and they fuel themselves, pointing at 100 experiences in the day that prove the point that you are a failure, and you're captivated by this storyline. And I'm asking you to step back and look at the whole mechanism and inquire about it, because who is the failure? And just like my friend Bentino Massaro will say to you, stop. Just stop for 2 to 3 seconds even. Pull out. What's there? Just awareness. Just awareness. Just stillness. That's the unhook of the identity. And it's only identity that could be useless and a failure. And an identity is false. It's an illusion. It's not actually even true. But there's tremendous suffering when you're still attached to that identity. So that's the invitation, to use your inquiry. And if you don't understand that process, come join us in the group sessions. Go ask many teachers. Inquiry is a vital part of freeing yourself and liberating yourself. You don't have to wake up to be free of this constant sabotage and this constant heinous suffering of chronic 24/7 judgment. You can be free right now. This awareness, this present moment, right here, right now, you can be free. So join us. It's great here. Much love.